So let's talk about Bud. Bud is giving a non-manual speech. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. And the title is, What is a Veteran? He has been awarded the Advanced Communicator Bronze after delivering many advanced speeches both from manuals and outside of manuals. For anyone who has been around Bud for more than a moment, you know that two things about him. He likes to tell stories, and he's a veteran Marine. With Veterans Day approaching, Bud wants to share some insight into experiences of service members that you won't see in the movies. He will use his experiences and those in his extensive family service to help us understand veterans. Please help me in welcoming you, Bud.
Let the bells ring. On the 11th day, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, let the bells ring to symbol the end of the war. The end of the war to end all wars. On Flanders Field where poppies blow, through crosses upon row and row. When death and duty calls me to some far and distant land, I'll shoulder my kit and rifle and take a warrior stand. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, for he who sheds his blood today with me is in fact my brother. Now, if you attend Veterans Day ceremonies, you'll hear some of these quotes and poems. See, Veterans Day is more than just a federal holiday to me. You heard Maureen say, I'm a veteran Marine. I also went to the Naval Academy, which means that I'm bilingual or multilingual. I speak Navy and Marine and certain dialects of Army. But what you don't realize is I stand before you with a family service of great uncles, both grandfathers, fathers, two uncles, both brothers, cousins, and nephews, and I represent today 4 generations and over 300 years of military service to our country. So when we talk about veterans, that's my family business. And there's 2 things about veterans that I know that I want to share. Veterans are different because of mindset and because of service. And most people think that people join the military because of love of country, want to learn a new trade, or things like that. That may be why they join, but in the service, there's more. It's service to others. If you watch movies, you'll see a lot of foxhole buddies. If you ever watched Tom Cruise in Top Gun, when he finally got his act together in the final firefight up there as they're shooting down. By the way, if you've ever been around pilots, they're always shooting down their watches. And it's like, I can't leave my wingman. I can't leave my wingman. It's not about service to self, service to others. If you watch Forrest Gump in Vietnam, his buddy was Bubba. When the Lieutenant Dan ordered him back to the river for evacuation, it was, I can't leave Bubba! And he went right back. It wasn't, I'm going to save the whole platoon. It's, I can't leave Bubba. And you say that's Hollywood. It is. Petty Officer Mike Thornton was inserted in North Vietnam, small team. He was a SEAL, had a SEAL lieutenant and 3 Vietnamese SEALs. The sub inserted them 10 miles north of where they were supposed to be. They hit the beach, went inland to do their reconnaissance, and stumbled upon an NVA regiment. During the gunfight, going back to the ocean, he got to the sea and looked and said, where's the lieutenant? Lieutenant Tommy Norris. Oh, he said he was left. He says, he uttered both a blasphemy and obscenity both at the same time. Went running back, shot 3 NVA soldiers who were about to capture his lieutenant, threw the lieutenant over his shoulder, back to the ocean over a gunfight, took one of the Vietnamese SEALs who was wounded, Tommy Norris, floated them for 2 hours in the ocean till they were picked up. I didn't have a chance to talk to Petty Officer Thornton about his mindset because he was an instructor at Coronado and I was going through training with the SEALs. And when you're doing push-ups in the mud, that's not the time to have an intellectual conversation. But that was service to others. See, there's a movie coming out that you'll see after Veterans Day. It's been around for a while. I would give you this synopsis. 2 Army buddies after the war go to work together, run into their former commander, and with the help of relatives of another Army buddy, stage a big reunion and save his failing company. Have any of you seen that movie? Which one do you think it is? Thank you very much, Aaron. White Christmas. See, all you that think it's about Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney, those are 2 veterans. See, that's what it's about, service to others. I said it's a mindset. See, the mindset. Many of you go on business trips. My business trips were 181 days on ship. Sometimes we pulled into port, sometimes we didn't. My brother was on an aircraft carrier, 100 days in the Indian Ocean with never hitting port. It takes a certain mindset. The nuclear submarines, my dad put some of the first computers on the nuclear submarines. They go down for 90 days, never have fresh air. That's a different mindset. When Charlie Plumb took off on his 75th mission in Vietnam, 5 days before going home, he was shot down. It was more than a job. And what was important was he had the guy that packed his parachute. See, I'm a parachutist, and I had parachute packers work for me. It's more than a job because somebody else is depending on you. That's what a veteran is. I started the speech with what is a veteran? Veteran. We have climbed mountains that others will not climb. We have crossed bridges that others will not cross. I am a veteran. I've worn my country's uniform. And at one time, I wrote a check payable to the citizens of the United States in the amount sacrifice up to and including my life. I'm the Toastmaster.